If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 20 of the Wolfsburg career mode here on FIFA 16. We start with an away game against Hannover 96. They're sat mid-table. We're currently sat 4th in the Champions League spots. We're 1 point behind Schalke in 3rd though, 7 behind Bayern Munich in 2nd and a full 10 behind Borussia Dortmund at the top. It seems to be that 1st and 2nd are running away with things right now, Dortmund and Bayern Munich, which is understandable and not really all too surprising, to be fair, for the Bundesliga in real life this season and obviously in FIFA terms. Then we got ourselves and Schalke there battling it out for the 3rd spot, because obviously if you finish 4th, you do qualify for the Champions League, but only for the 4th qualifying round. So 3rd is definitely the priority right now, and then if we just play as good a football as we can for the rest of the season and try and get as best results as we can for the rest of the season, then surely we might be in with a chance of closing in on the top 2, but we do still have to play Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund again before the end of the season. So if we can ensure that we win those games, we're still in with a chance of that Bundesliga title. But the Champions League is definitely on for next season. Again, we're most certainly going to finish in the top 4, and I would definitely like to finish at least 3rd. Unfortunately, though, we're going to have to do it with without the attentions or without the performances of Hakan Çalhanoğlu. He picked up an injury here, as you can see from the replay. Tried to reach out there to get the tackle in, and then just ended up falling really awkwardly, actually. And he's going to be out for a few weeks, I think. It's 6 or 7, although I might be slightly mistaken. I don't think I put the email in the footage as well. I think I cut it out. But we come so close to going 1-0 down here. It was the absolute definition of last-ditch defending, reaching back on the line. It was actually the defender that tried to clear it, and it ended up going straight into the midriff of the goalkeeper Benaglio. So very grateful to my defence and goalkeeper there for not conceding, because we went up the other end at the very end with 10 seconds left to go in the first half and got ourselves a 1-0 lead. Bit cheesy the way it came across, or came about, obviously the rebound goal, but there's been so many of those recently. I don't know whether they've patched the gameplay or anything, because we hadn't seen too many rebound goals to this point in FIFA 16, but in the past 3 or 4 days or so, we've had a lot of goals that have come about from goalkeepers just saving the balls straight towards an attacker, which is very FIFA 15-esque, which I hope is something that hasn't been, added in by EA, because I don't think that's for the best of the gameplay. But we jump into the second game of the episode here after getting that victory against Hannover, and as you can see, it's another game against tough opposition. Borussia Mönchengladbach are still one of the best sides in the league, despite losing Max Kruse, who obviously now plays for us, but they've got still a decent side. We're playing actually Breel Donald and Bolo up top in this one, to be completely honest. Max Kruse is having a rest. Corentin Tolisso and Asways in the CDM roles. Bit of a rotation side here, considering the lack of time between games, which seems to be a theme again, but I'm not going to go on and on and on about fixture congestion, because I seem to do that all the time in career mode right now. They've got a decent midfield though, with obviously Torgan Hazard, Granit Xhaka and Rafael there sat just behind the striker. Rafael is a very, very capable centre forward, and it will be a danger in this one. Asuezo gets on the ball here, good chance, but unfortunately the shot just drifts away from the target. He initially had it going on target, but the way he struck the ball, cut across it, meant that it bent away from goal, and it wasn't quite the sort of finish that I was after. Julian Korb though gets it into to Xhaka, gets it to Stindl, who draws a very good save out of Benaglio. He's obviously grown quite nicely for us this season, Diego Benaglio. Played every single game, and he's gone up from 82 to 84, so I'm really pleased that our number 1 goalkeeper is, performing like a number 1 goalkeeper all year round. We haven't felt the need to play Castells at all. Tolisso gets this into Julian Draxler here, still trying to find the breakthrough, and when it did come, that was a finish and a half from Julian Draxler. Absolutely emphatic strike into the top left-hand corner, arrowed into the stanchion. Really, really good accuracy there from Julian Draxler, putting it where the goalkeeper could not get anywhere near it. So 1-0 to Wolfsburg. We scored at the very end of the first half in the last game. Can we do it here as well? Embolo with a bit of space, shot well blocked, and then Gabbiadini just doesn't put enough power through it, unfortunately, on the rebound, and we stay 1-0 up for now. We get caught on the ball here by Rafael as well. Diekmeyer a little bit lazy in possession, I was trying to pass it inside and just didn't get the pass off in time. Nice football as well from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Raphael dances in the box, beats the tackle, Stindl with a shot inside the near post, and after coming close earlier on in the first half at one end, he comes up the other end 7 minutes into the second half and gives Borussia Mönchengladbach their equaliser. And Josip Dermich is a player that they bought to try and replace Max Kruse in the summer. Obviously, he used to play for Leverkusen, Josip Dermich, and hasn't in real life actually performed overly well at Leverkusen or at Mönchengladbach. I keep wanting to say Dortmund because of the Borussia, or at Mönchengladbach since the move either. But fortunately for me, his finishing wasn't on par there either, and he missed the chance, and we ended up with a 1-1 draw against Mönchengladbach, which is a respectable result. They are definitely a solid side, performing better in FIFA than they do in real life right now. But as you can see, some more training going on, training some of the youngsters. Zimbolo actually getting trained twice there in two separate different areas. Obviously trying to see if we can get Bril Donald Zimbolo his first goal for the club sooner rather than later. He had a penalty a couple of episodes ago and unfortunately missed it, so still yet to find his first goal, but I'm sure it will come sooner rather than later. But as you can see, we're playing Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 of the Europa League, so we need to get a result here away from home if we possibly can. Obviously, those of you that watch my streams will know that Atleti are a very good side. We're doing very well with my Atleti side over on Twitch, but we've made a lot of changes to the starting lineup, whereas in FIFA, or in this series at least, they haven't. They do have, though, Javier Pastore in their midfield alongside Koke. They're playing two, effectively, cams at CDM, and obviously they've got two wide players out wide as well in Oliver Torres and Yannick Ferreira Carrasco. So they're effectively playing kind of a 4-0-6 with two wingers, two cams, two strikers, and then just four defenders. So I was kind of hoping that we could use that to our advantage with them having so many attacking players on the pitch, that if we were able to maybe catch them on the counter-attack or even just dominate them in possession, they wouldn't be able to have, you know, the tackling ability in their midfield to get it off me. But Jackson Martinez starting up top for them, skips over the challenge here of Naldo and is eventually going to stand the ball up into the middle to Griezmann, who draws a very good save out of Benaglio. Really, really lucky again that our Swiss goalkeeper was on form. Made some incredible saves for us so far this year, really, really important saves as well. But we're going to have the chance to get a goal at the other end again. Ricardo Rodriguez whips the free kick in. Up goes Julian Draxler, and the header is well plucked out of the air by Jan Oblak. He, as we know from the Twitch series, is a very, very good goalkeeper as well. Probably one of the most sought after goalkeepers in FIFA, being quite young and obviously showing the scope for growth as well. Varinier, though, comes even closer to getting us a 1-0 lead, but that one trickles just past the near post. So we were definitely dominating the opening chances, and at the beginning of the second half, we're going to continue to dominate proceedings. A good corner comes in, Schürrle with a header this time, and somehow it doesn't end up in the back of the net. Felipe Luis almost walking it straight into his goalkeeper there, and Jan Oblak dealing with the loose ball eventually. But we're on the hour mark now. Atleti haven't really, threatened too much throughout the game, but Koke puts in a tackle. We mentioned they're not necessarily having the tackling abilities at CDM, but when they push high like that, Koke and Pastore can cause themselves a bit of a nuisance. Koke winning the tackle, Pastore with the effort, and from that corner, up goes Diego Godin. Oliver Torres knocks it down to Griezmann, strikes it with his left foot, and it flies into the back of the net. Antoine Griezmann scores a very, very good goal to give them a 1-0 lead. Or at least I thought it was a very good goal, but you'll see from the replay, it actually smashes off the face of, I think it's the centre-back. Niklas Schürrle smashes him in the face and beats the goalkeeper. Probably was going to go in anyway, but that deflection just made doubly sure that it was going to fly into the back of the net. So we find ourselves 1-0 down, and an undeserved deficit as well. Julian Draxler breaks around the outside here, not necessarily sprinting at too much speed, just getting away from the defender, stands it up into the middle, and as you saw there, Varinier just gets there at the near post with a very good header to get it in off the inside of the near post to give us a 1-1 scoreline for the final result here away from home in the first leg. So the away goal will definitely come in handy, and that puts us in the driving seat for the second leg, especially considering the way we went about playing that game. Unfortunately, we have a game against Darmstadt midweek, so the squad rotation and squad depth is going to be tested again, which no, I'm not gonna rant about fixture congestion. So Darmstadt, though, are bottom of the league right now, so we know that we can or we think that we should be able to deal with them. But obviously, they knocked us out of the Deutsche Pokal, so we know they can beat us this season. We are, though, above Schalke now on goal difference, which is fantastic. Still 10 points behind Dortmund, but with a game in hand. But also, Bayern have a game in hand on Dortmund as well, and they can go up to 54. So we're effectively 7 points behind Dortmund and Bayern should we win that game in hand. So the title is not gone yet. There are still 10 games for us left, so 30 points left available. Definitely enough to close that gap, but it will be a tough task, but a tough task that I believe we are up to matching. So that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed. There was a video went up earlier on this afternoon that was a little experiment video, so definitely check that out if you missed it. I'm going to need your help with that video, so check it out if you missed it. But for now, I'll see you next time.